I think most of you were here last week when Father Chester did his homily. What a ride that was. He told us that to be the people of God and what we are called to be, we've got to be courageous, confident, and passionate. Now, when I was thinking about what a ridiculously hard act he is to follow, my first inclination was to just get up here and apologize in advance. Just get it out of the way. But then I thought, how can I expect you to have courage, confidence, and passion? I don't expect the same thing for myself. Here goes. Now, I am not Father Chester, and I'm not even going to pretend to be, but I am Deacon Skip Olson, and the Spirit speaks to my heart as well. And he's got something to say. I'd like to add one word to that trio that Father Chester gave us. The word I'd like to add is countercultural. Because to be a Christian in today's world, you better be countercultural. Let's take a look at the gospel reading today. We've heard many times about Jesus' miracles, his signs and wonders, but there are two things that struck me about this reading today. The first one is that he told them not to tell anyone. Why? Was he shy? I don't think so. Was he afraid of whom they might tell? Like maybe the authorities? Well, nothing even suggests that in any of the other gospel readings. Did he tell them that because he only came to save a few people and he didn't want all the other poor slobs who weren't going to get to go about it? Absolutely not. So why did he tell them not to tell anyone? It was because he was wise. He knew that these people did not have the context of the cross and resurrection for them to understand what he and his mission were all about. He did it because he didn't want to get the reputation as just another wonder worker in a long line of wonder workers in old Israel. The signs and wonders were not the goal of his ministry. They were just evidence of who he was, who he is. He did it to be countercultural. You see, the people wanted a temporal kingdom so that they could be free of the yoke of Roman oppression. They could go back to their glory days. And they were looking here, there, and everywhere for a ready-made Messiah that corresponded to their job description of him. He told them to hush because there's so much more to Jesus. Well, let's take Lenny, for example. Lenny's our piano player. And if Lenny was going to hold a conference or a concert, who wouldn't want to come and listen to him? But there's so much more to Lenny. How many of you know all the years of dedication he's put out for the inmates at the Federal Penitentiary on Leestown Road? Amen. How many of you realize that this God-fearing Baptist man intends to join us on a pilgrimage to World Youth Day in 2011? Confidence, passion, and to minister to those who our society deems as throwaway citizens is countercultural. And so is going on a pilgrimage instead of taking a vacation. The many of you know that my wife Cindy is one of 15 children. Yeah. And there's much more to her parents than being fertile. When they got married, they pledged to each other and to God that they would accept however many kids He would give them. And our God is a generous God. That's what courage.
That's right. Yeah.
Took lots of confidence. And a whole lot of hassle. Consider today's world, where we're told that to be responsible parents, we need to stop at 2.1 children. It's extremely countercultural. Now let's go back to these signs and wonders. Where are they today? There seem to be plenty of them back in the day, right? Well, how many seas have been parted in your lifetime? Anybody here heard of somebody walking across Lake Harrington recently? And who can recall any person being taken up to heaven in a fiery chariot? So where are the signs and wonders? Look around the place. Because they're sitting beside you, behind you, in front of you. We are the wonders and the signs of Jesus' cross and resurrection. And in the light of that cross and resurrection, we are His most powerful signs. Amen. So let me borrow a page out of Father Chester's playbook and have you turn to the person next to you and say, "You are a sign and wonder for all the world to see." Jesus worked hundreds of signs, dramatic signs, in His lifetime on earth. But we are His most powerful. We are the signs, the evidence of the kingdom that has come. We are His ongoing and long-lasting miracles in this world. And we've got to tell somebody. Now that kind of brings me to the second thing that really struck me about this reading. Usually, when Jesus performs a miracle in the Bible, He'll say a silent prayer or look up to heaven or something like that. But Mark felt it was important to tell us specifically what He said. It's an Aramaic word. Ephphatha. Be open. Be open. Not just our ears, not just our eyes or our mouths or even our minds, but our hearts. Because Jesus has gifts galore for everybody. But they're completely useless unless we're open to them and to Him.